Are you looking to drive or walk around in China and you want to make sure that you don't end up dead? It may sound like an exaggeration, but it is not, because if you are not aware of how traffic works over here, you can end up being in a really bad place. Before I jump into the tips, let me just explain why traffic can be so crazy in China. The first obvious reason is that there's just a sheer amount of people in a lot of certain cities, and as a result, it can become really crowded and busy, as you saw in the first clip. The second reason why it can become so dangerous is that even though there are bike lanes per se, there really hasn't been the same development of bike lanes and traffic lanes as much as North America. As a result, one of the most dangerous aspects of traffic in China is the fact that bikes, motorcycles, electric bikes, and people and cars, trucks, they might all occupy the exact same space. Imagine walking on a pedestrian crosswalk and seeing bikes, motorcycles, and electric bikes just zooming right past you, just like the first clip that I showed you. It is exactly why driving and just walking around in traffic in China are so intimidating, because of all of these factors all added up together with the fact that you are not familiar with the social norms. So let me break down exactly what the social norms are and what tips that you need in order to survive in China's traffic. The first tip, which is probably the most important, is that there cannot be any hesitation in terms of your decision to go to a certain place. The reason why traffic works the way it works in China is because people continue going on their path and there is no sudden braking or stopping, and even though it seems like it is a complete mess, people still get by because there is no hesitation. The problem is that because this is such a foreign place, people are freaked out about the traffic flow and then they hesitate, and when there's hesitation, that's when there's abrupt movements and changes and people end up getting hurt. Tip number 2 is that you have to be predictable, and it all ends up according to the first tip as well. You cannot second guess yourself, and you need to be predictable because everybody is running through traffic based off of predicting where people are going. The worst thing that you can do on a bike, walking, or in a car is to head in one direction and suddenly change your mind in the midst of traffic, because that is unpredictable. If the other people on traffic cannot predict where you're going, that is when hesitation starts and the whole system just falls apart. As long as you are being predictable, like any of the local drivers here, there is an ongoing understanding that if you're heading in this direction, you're continue to head in this direction, and they will continue to head in their direction as well. I know this might sound really crazy, because when it comes to traffic in North America, in Canada, and the States, there are a lot of rules and strict regulations for your license to learn all the stopping, all the full stop, half stopping, hesitating, all the making sure everything is safe. Whereas over here, it is completely different. People never crash, people almost never brake ever, and they just keep going on their own way. Here is a very interesting tip, okay? I'm telling you, it works. It is to not make eye contact. Okay, so basically in North America, they always tell you if you are crossing, if you are making a move in traffic, you need to look at the driver to signal that you're moving. But guess what? In China, it is the complete opposite. Nobody looks at anybody. Nobody makes eye contact with anybody. You know why? Because everybody is looking towards the direction that they're going. So if you want to cross a busy street and you're waiting for an opening where there's no cars, in China, it's not going to happen. So you know what you need to do? You just need to start crossing. Not even joking. But obviously, don't quote me on that, and remember to get travel insurance as well. The streets in China are so busy that if you need to cross, you obviously need to find a part where there is some downtime, but all of the locals there, they literally just start walking and the cars are the ones who stop. So don't bother making eye contact. You know what? If you look at them, they're not gonna do anything. Okay, just know. Here are my tips for going to China. Thanks
其
for
實佢有咗呢個遮咧，
watching. Follow me, go see my content.
架車係慢啲嘅。